Short turnaround for the team. Just how do you feel like you haven't had practice so far, but how do you feel like the team will be prepared for this so far?
Yeah, I think our guys will be fine. We've got a lot of guys that have been through college basketball seasons. They understand the ups and downs. To me, it's about stability. It's about execution. Really locking in on the details. I thought we had a lot of scout-specific breakdowns in that game against Grand Canyon. So just locking in on the details, having an urgency in that department, and learning from our mistakes, I think is critical.
You talked about quick turnaround last week. I didn't really realize 3 games in 7 nights. 4 and 10. That's a
yeah. Anymore, college basketball certainly changed, right, with the scheduling, and you got some leagues that are going clear across the country. We're pretty blessed that our travel is not in different time zones, right? I can't imagine what some of those leagues deal with, but you can only control what you can control. You got to play the games that are on your schedule. A lot of it is TV driven, which is awesome because that means your program is in the spotlight quite a bit. The audience gets to see the brand that we play. But we knew when the schedule came out, this amount of games in this short period of time would be a difficult task. So we got to be smart. We got to be efficient in our prep. We shot the ball this morning and cleaned up some things, and then we'll come out today and practice for about an hour and 10 minutes. Focusing on the film before and after practice. And the biggest thing nowadays, Sean, I think is rest. Making sure your guys are rested. We've got a good depth, using our depth. We got to get Gary on the court. His foul trouble has really, really hurt, our team. He's a really good player. Got to get him out there and continue to add depth to our bench.
So there's some similarities to last year's team where our first 16, 17 games, it's got ranked in the AP poll, all the metrics were looking great, and then lost to UNLV, and then things kind of, it didn't really go super downhill. They went from first team in the conference to third or fourth, and kind of out of the contention level. What do you got to see from this team differently to not kind of have a repeat of last year where you faded a bit down the stretch?
Yeah, not worry about that. That's for sure. That's your job. My job is to get these guys prepared for practice today. The reality of it is the Mountain West is a monster league, right? You go into Grand Canyon, you go to New Mexico, you go to Nevada, you go to San Diego State, you go to Colorado State. There's real coaching, there's real players, and there's real environments. It doesn't matter. It's very, very difficult to win in college basketball, home or away. It's really hard to win on the road. So limiting the number of breakdowns, I would say, to answer your question, and those are valid points. Obviously we had a really tough stretch last year where we got blown out by Boise, we got blown out by Colorado State. This team is very capable of weathering storms on the road, right? So if we're not shooting the three well, we're not getting to the line, playing great team defense, that needs to be our identity, right? Giving up 84 on the road is not a great recipe to win a basketball game. So you got to look at what we're doing wrong in those possessions to try to fix them, and just love the opportunity to compete. That's what I talk with our guys a lot about, is being present, not worrying about the past, not worrying about the future, worry about right now, right? And to me, you got to have inner excellence, right? I've harped on that. I've read about it. You got to be very, very think about the task right now, and don't look ahead.
This UNLV team seems to be playing, maybe getting healthy too. They've got some players back. I know they've had some players out, but last little stretch they've been
5-2 in their last 7. They've won at Stanford. They've won at Memphis. So if you look at their body of work, injuries are a big part of college basketball. There's coaches that lose their jobs because 2 or 3 guys go out in the season and they have bad seasons, right? Part of this is building enough depth where you can overcome some of that. I think Josh has done a wonderful job of switching his defenses, whether it's a 2-2-1, whether it's 1-2-2, drop coverage, switch, matchup zone. He's a difficult coach to prepare for offensively, because they keep you off balance, and that's coaching. He's got great athletes, probably one of the most athletic group in the Mountain West. Certainly Grand Canyon's got athletes. Josh has got a group of guys that positionally, they're big at every position. So, your reads below the free throw line, whether it's in a pick and roll, whether it's a drive read, a throwback read where you're coming off a closeout, they're going to swarm, and they're elite shot blockers, right? So interior passing and visualizing and seeing those different coverages are going to be critical of scoring the basketball because they do a great job of that.
Yeah, you've had some games where getting your shots blocked inside has been an issue. Somewhere it wasn't as much of an issue as it was against Grand Canyon. You're facing, I think, the league-leading shot blocker with UNLV. Just what are the things you got to see from your team in this?
Yeah, I mean, Tyron's a great player. Saw him a lot. He played for the Utah Prospects. He's one of the most unique stories, I think, in the Mountain West, certainly in all of college basketball. When you watched him in the summer, very, very raw. Now he's a complete player. He's a great cutter. The block he had against Boise, I listened to Leon's post game. I don't know how he blocked the shot. So you have to understand when you're around the rim, and if you see number 2 anywhere near, he's going to block it, right? So you got to draw fouls. You got to get him in the air. He's a great talent. He really is. His motor goes at all times. But Hamilton is an extreme athlete. They've just got size everywhere.
That's kind of similar to Grand Canyon, where they had a lot of size. A lot of those folks on their bigs with a bunch of tall guys, but I guess, does that make it a good thing that you're facing a team that has some of those similarities to the team you just lost to, and that you can focus on maybe some?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of similarities with the front line, but where I think UNLV is a little different, they're 3 position, when they can go big. Grand Canyon's guards weren't quite that big at the 3 position, but very similar game plan, I would say.
And then Gibbs Lawhorn is pretty good point guard.
Yeah, good player. I mean, when he gets in rhythm, when he's making good decisions, he's one of the best scorers in the league. I mean, he's top 5 in the league right now. He can get it going in a hurry. What separates him from most is he can get to the rim, he can shoot a mid-range, he can shoot a 3. He can draw fouls. He's a willing passer. I like him a lot. I think he's a really good player. He plays with emotion. I love guys that play with emotion. He's kind of their fire, their engine. You can tell when you watch them that he has a presence on the court.
Reminds me of Jalen House a little bit from New Mexico. How
Yeah, good comparison. Yeah.
Kind of some of that, because obviously guarding him will be a difficulty. You've had a lot of success against guards, throughout the season. You defended them pretty well. Then Grand Canyon, that was kind of one of the bigger exceptions. They had 2 guards go for 20 points. What did you see in that one where the defense in the perimeter wasn't as good as it has been?
Yeah, I mean, once again, those go back to the scouting errors. Just, if a guy gives up 15, 18 points, we've all given that up. The best defensive teams, the reason we call our defense fist is it's 5 guys guarding the ball, right? So you have to have the ability to build your triangles, get into gaps, deter drives, but also get to inch outs. I thought we were late. We had too much two-way movement, right, where we're not in help, and now we got to get the help, then we got to inch out. Positioning is critical to anybody's defense, and, to me, it's 5 guys guarding the ball, staying out of rotations. I thought Moore got to his right hand. I think Williams made unbelievable shots. That's what he does. We got to do a better job as coaches adjusting to that, whether we switch to pick and roll, we play zone, we side the ball screen. We've got to be better in the last 5 minutes because a lot of these games come down to just a couple possessions. So the ability to switch your defenses on a fly has got to get better. But I give our guys a ton of credit all year long. This defense has been pretty good. So just learning from those mistakes, and I would say the biggest one is positioning.